the US-Russia summit in Alaska has concluded. One of the main takeaways from this summit is that there seems to be nothing noteworthy. Despite Putin and Trump holding a meeting lasting over 2.5 hours, the duration appears to have been shortened, and the summit produced almost no agreements. Particularly on the Ukraine issue, neither Putin nor Trump released much information. However, both sides spoke positively of the summit, with Trump even giving it a perfect 10 out of 10 score. This indicates that although it seemed like nothing was accomplished, both the US and Russia are satisfied with the process and outcome of the summit. Currently, many viewpoints in the US, Europe, and Ukraine hold that Putin actually emerged victorious. Even if there was no progress on the Ukraine issue, the fact that Putin received high-level reception on US soil is in itself a win. Trump, for his part, has kept himself busy. He is now turning to Zelensky, claiming that he wants Zelensky to negotiate with Russia and suggesting that Zelensky must agree to reach a deal with Putin. Regarding the content of the summit, Trump will also call Zelensky and some other European allies. This means that the US will ultimately push the matter back to Ukraine and Europe, leaving them to make their own decisions. For Zelensky, the most pressing issue now is how to reach the deal that Trump wants with Putin. According to Trump's plan, he hopes to promote a direct meeting between Zelensky and Putin next, and if needed, he himself will be present at the meeting. To give Trump face, Putin has clearly stated his stance in favor of a ceasefire and believes that Russia has prevailed over Ukraine. He also emphasized that Ukraine remains a neighboring country like a brother in Russia's eyes. Putin mentioned that the root causes of the crisis must be eliminated to ensure an effective and sustainable ceasefire, which involves various conflicts between Russia, the West, and NATO, as well as the fundamental antagonism between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine's desire to join NATO is a goal set by Zelensky. At the same time, Ukraine hopes to arm itself and regain control of regions such as Crimea and Donbass. These are irreconcilable conflicts between Russia and Ukraine. Therefore, even if Zelensky finally meets Putin through Trump's mediation, what does that prove? What is Zelensky prepared to talk about, and what compromises is he willing to make? Undoubtedly, these are also difficult issues for Zelensky to handle. It is possible that even if Zelensky and Putin meet, the result will be a mere formality that fizzles out, with even fewer agreements than this US-Russia summit. Of course, we also need to consider the pressure from the United States. Although Trump has changed his attitude and no longer demands that Zelensky must accept territorial concessions, Washington's position is clear: it is time for Ukraine to end the conflict. Going forward, the White House may further reduce its support for Ukraine, which is unfavorable to Ukraine. Because Ukraine relies entirely on US support to survive, if the United States walks away, Ukraine will be powerless on its own. Therefore, even though Trump ostensibly does not force Zelensky to make a choice, the reality is that Zelensky has little room for maneuver. From this perspective, Putin's victory seems indeed not far off in the future.